Hi guys, time for another beach and resin artwork video painting thing. As you might have seen, I have the first one already on my channel and it was quite popular and many people like these and love these little thingies. So I thought about, well, what can be done to them to make them even cuter? And I found a solution. I was on Amazon and more or less watched for some tiny stuff that could be added to the beach scene. And I came across some mini flip-flop shoes, and there were also stuff like mini boats and many more miniature stuff that you can find on beaches. And I decided for the flip-flop shoes, which I think was really cute and fun thing to do. So I ordered a couple of them and created the second version 2.0 of my beach resin artwork, which I actually want to show here. It is quite the same, so you need again some sand and a PVA glue just to create the sand beach scene. You need some resin, you need color, and you need the decoration and a bit of a patience. And for this artwork here I used another kind of resin. I used the art resin for the last one, and if you have not seen it, perhaps watch this before, because I go in more detail about the creation process in the first video that I did, and as the creation process itself is quite similar here, I do not explain all the details again. So I used another resin. The art resin itself is quite expensive, so I looked for something cheaper here, and I found one. It's just a regular resin, which was #1 bestseller on Amazon, so I tried it. It is a bit thinner than the art resin is, but this was actually not much of a deal for me. And the good thing is, this one dries in up to 3 hours. So the art resin took about a whole day until it was settled and could be touched. This one only took 3 hours, which I personally find cool, because who has time nowadays? So if this turns out to be nice to work with as the art resin and does not do any strange things which I do not want my resin to do, I will probably go for this one as well, especially for larger pieces. I'm quite sure the art resin has some advantages which this resin might not have, but we will see. So it's all about the testing, right? So in the very beginning, again, mix your sand with the PVA glue until it has the consistency of wet sand. Put it on your canvas. I used my palette knife again, as this was the best way to get a thin coat on my canvas. And again, see to it that the transition between the beach and the water is very thin. So don't make hard edges, as this will look strange in the end. Once my sand was applied to the canvas, I added the decoration, which was again some mussels and this green mossy kind of stuff, which I don't know how to call it in German or English. And I also added the small flip-flop shoes, which again, really cute. They come in different colors. They also are available in different sizes. You can add some small plastic boats to your beach scene, whatever you like. You can, yeah, it's much things out there that you can order and buy. And there are also some larger plastic ships, like the cruise ships, available for about 7 or 8 centimeter-ish something. But I thought they may look a bit strange because they are quite high and they would stick out too much from the canvas, so I did not go for this one. But if you want to go crazy, you can also paint some silhouettes of fish or whatever you like to the ocean side, which will go under the water actually in the end. So this might look cool as well. I thought about it making this here, but as the shoes are quite large, I couldn't really draw a shark or something under the water, because the shark would have been too large. And if I only go for a shark about 5 centimeters or so, it would overall look strange if the shoes are as large as the shark. And even the mussels are quite large compared to the shoes. But yeah, well, it's still cute, isn't it? It's still cute. But yeah, if you want to do some shellfish, do some sharks, do whatever you actually like to put on or under the water, it's just a fun thing to do. So if you do these for yourself, let me know, send me some pictures or link me to it. I would really love to see what you came up and how yours look, and if you find my tutorials useful and understand everything that I tell you. Yeah, if you have questions, leave me below. I will be happy to assist. And also what came into my mind while I was actually making this end scene, why not be even more creative? So I thought about one of my dear friends is leaving town, and I, on the way, decided to give this one to her as a goodbye present. Who does not know these times on the beach where you draw these little hearts in the sand and write some names in it, or just making these small hearts. And so I thought, well, why not adding some hearts to the sand scene? And so I did. I was a bit afraid that these hearts will not really stay, as the mixture of the sand and the PVA glue was a bit runny and did not stay as it was in a way. Once I did the hearts, I had to do them over and over and over again until everything was settled that much that they stood where they were. I made the initial outlines of the hearts, and every 2 or 3 minutes I have to go over to the painting and redo the hearts until the PVA glue was as dry that they did not flow anymore. And yeah, it was a bit time consuming, but I think in the end the result was quite worth it. And it looks nice and pretty, and in the end I just painted her and her daughter's name into these hearts, and yeah, it was cool, it was nice. Once it was dry, I made the underpainting for my water scene. I just used some acrylic paints, a dark blue one, a turquoise one, and a white color when it comes close to the beach itself. And yeah, I just made the underpainting. I was not so sure how much color I can use for the new resin that I got, so I went for the underpainting just in case it is not working as much as I want it to work. Yeah, just a backup actually. Once the resin is applied and you see it doesn't work as it was supposed to work, it's, yeah, you lose. So you cannot really change it anymore. And so I have at least a backup that I know, okay, at least it will look somewhat watery-ish if the resin does not work as supposed to work. I went on mixing my resin, and the art resin itself is 50-50. This one is 100 gram of the resin and 55 gram of the hardener, which was a bit of measuring, but yeah, using a scale, this is not hard at all. As I said before, it is a bit more runny. I added some drops of paint. I did not add too much, just some drops, and I also added some glitter again to create this water, sun, flare, glittery effect in the end. Mixed everything together and poured it onto my canvas. It moved a bit more than the art resin did, as it is thinner. So this was to be expected. I used this straw to push the colors around to make it look like a watery, wave-breaking beach scene, which worked again quite well. Something that I realized on the process is that the blue color in a way seemed to clump together and make these small flakes within the resin, which did not happen with the art resin. It did not really bother me here because it was supposed to be water, and these small flakes in a way added to it. But I'm not sure if this is the case for all the colors in the resin, and I will need to figure this out for the next paintings that I do. Actually, it did not really happen with the white, and it did less happen with the turquoise, so it was more or less the blue. Not sure if I used too much of the blue color or if it's something with the glitter that it reacted in a way. I don't know. I will test this out, and as long as it's for water or space scenes where it does not have to be 100% smooth color, it in a way really might add to the effect that you want to achieve. So for water it was quite nice to look at. I don't want to make this too long because the process was the same and you can actually see what I did. Just want to show you that you can have as many possibilities to create these as you can imagine. They are quite fun to make and it is just a lovely present. So there was no one person that I showed these who did not love them. Enjoy making them, let me know if you do. I hope this video again was fun for you, it was making for me. Subscribe to my channel if you have not, to not miss my newest artworks, and see you soon. Have a great day. Bye bye.